27 degrees SAG. I'm your host, Kimla Lowe, and I'm an astrologer, Western and Chinese, and also a feng shui practitioner, which I am working on all of the podcasts for the Year of the Rabbit coming up soon, and those will be available on my website, kimlalowe.com. It's so nice to see everyone coming in. Thanks so much for being here tonight. I wanted to do this wonderful kind of synopsis on what's going on for this particular year. Happy New Year to everyone that's coming in right now. Welcome. And I wanted to break it down so that you could see what a difference 2023 is going to be versus the last 2 years. And, everybody's like, yeah, we want it to be different. We don't want it to be the same. And I get that. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the transitions that we're all going to be going through because, astrology is one of those things where, when I started out being an astrologer, no one really knew their sun sign. They didn't, much less their moon sign or their rising sign. So it's kind of one of those things where, people now are talking about retrogrades. They're talking about Jupiter and the benefits and the expansion. They're talking about, when Venus goes into retrograde and all these other wonderful things. So I think it shows like mine and everybody else that's out there talking about astrology. I think it's a good thing. And I think we're teaching everybody, pretty much some of the wonderful additions that we can use in our life that astrology brings. So anyway, I'm so glad. I'm trusting that you had a wonderful celebration for the new year. And I am one of these, wonderful people on the planet that celebrates two different types of New Year's. And so, of course, along with everybody else here in the States, I celebrate the New Year's, but I also celebrate the Chinese New Year as well. And about all the benefits that feng shui can really have in your life, because it actually can rule a third of your success, your health, your abundance, your luck with your family. So, and that is going to be coming up too, and I'm going to be doing a whole thing about that. But right now, we're going to talk about how different this particular year is. And starting off, right now, we're starting off with 2023 in a retrograde phase with Mercury. And, what does that mean? Well, for the last, I want to say 5 years, we have had Mercury in retrograde throughout the holidays. And I think that's where gift cards came from because, when Mercury is in retrograde, some of the gift giving and some of the choices that are made may not be what the recipient had in mind. So that's why everybody got into the groove of, choosing gift cards instead of giving packages and personalized gifts. But this year, it was direct during our Christmas, and it waited until the very end of December to turn retrograde. So now we have got Mercury in retrograde as we start the new year. So what does that mean? When Mercury is in retrograde, communications can be a little offsetting because we've got a new energy that's coming in. So you might miss calls, you might misplace things, you might get an opportunity that you're not quite sure if you know everything about the opportunity. Should you sign? Should you go forward? The wonderful thing about Mercury retrograde is the perfect time to take a class, to learn. It's also a wonderful time for trend setting and those who are born with Mercury in retrograde, they always know what's on the horizon. They're kind of, they have an inner knowing of what's going to take off. And these are the people that are very wise investors as well. We also go back through the sign that Mercury is in to find out exactly, what is going on? What did we miss? Why do we have to backtrack? This brings us to reviewing the past relationships, past places that we visited, and past decisions, and also to really gain a new perspective of perhaps, some things that we could have done differently, or perhaps we have a new awareness that we didn't have before. So it's very much needed. It's usually about 3 or 4 times a year. And as we're starting up 2023, what it's doing is it is preparing us for an absolute mind-boggling shifts in this particular year. So it's making us kind of go back, review, make sure we are stable on all 4 legs of the table before we all start to take advantage of some big planets that are definitely going direct. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So 2022 only had one planet change signs, and that was Jupiter. And now Jupiter kind of tiptoed into Aries, went back into Pisces. Now it's in Aries, and that was about it. We did have that kind of nasty square we were hanging on, and we did have some placements that were a little annoying. But other than that, we did not have these particular huge transitions I'm going to be talking about tonight. So starting right off. We have got Saturn on March 8th, Saturn, which is the planet of discipline, of restriction, um, also a taskmaster. Saturn is going to be moving into Pisces. Now, Saturn in Pisces is a very different type of energy. Pisces does not like to have any boundaries. It likes to dream. It likes to channel. It likes to stream. It likes to download. It likes to be creative. It likes to, feel as you go. A lot of empaths have a lot of Pisces in their chart. And when Saturn comes in, it gives Pisces the boundaries it needs to really manifest some of these dreams, to really manifest this creativity, so that we all get to see the market value of a lot of these particular wonderful and elusive kinds of energies. So Saturn is really going to be doing Pisces a big favor by coming in, and it's going to be there for 2.5 years. So if you are in the creative fields, if you are artist, songwriter, anything to do with being very, very creative. Also, Pisces is very, very lucky for anyone in the oil industry, in also to do with water as well. However, Saturn's going to come in, just for an example, Saturn can come in and just, put on a bunch of boundaries and lay down a bunch of laws as to our water, as to our drinking water, also as to cleaning up the oceans, and, passing a lot of laws to the benefit of each and every one of us. So it's one of those things that humanity is really going to benefit from. Okay. So that's on March 8th. So March 23rd, we've got Pluto going into Aquarius, going to be staying there for 3 months. Pluto is this, slow moving outer planet, and it is in charge of death and rebirth. It's in charge of busting everything apart, blowing it up just so that it can rebuild and it can restructure for the future. So having it in Aquarius, this is the age of Aquarius. So Pluto's going to come in and Pluto's going to absolutely, destroy, dissolve, break down anything that's not working for humanity in general. So we're going to see a lot of things to do with air travel, because Aquarius is an air sign. So air travel, we've got so many things to do with communications again, so many things to do with independence, um, uh, innovations, and these new brilliant ideas that are going to come down. It also has to do with the benefits of artificial intelligence, technology. These new ways and these new inventions are going to be, grabbing hold. And when Pluto is there, now Pluto's going to be there for 3 months. It's going to retrograde back into Capricorn on June 11th of 2023. So we've still got some business, government issues, corporate issues that we need to tend to. So as Pluto is crossing this line between Aquarius and going back into Capricorn, we're going to see all the loose ends being rebuilt according to the laws of government, of corporate America, and also the way business is going to be run. So it's going to have this particular new banner that, what's good for the group is good for me. So this is something that we're really looking forward to. We're going to get, it's like a trailer. We're going to get to see what Pluto is going to be doing in Aquarius. And that's all the technology. That's all, there's good things about technology that we can all use, that we can all benefit from. So that's one thing that we're going to be really looking forward to that. On May 16th, we have Jupiter. Jupiter's in Aries right now, and it is having a blast. It is going forwards. It is exploring. It's getting new opportunities. It's wanting to be first in line to expand on all of this new technology. It's also going to kind of head up some new opportunities that all of us have been stuck. Okay, because we've been stuck for the last couple of years. So when Jupiter goes forward, this is crazy. This is nuts. It's going to be expanding in Taurus, that's been hosting Uranus. So Taurus, I have to hand it to you. You have hung in there and hung in there. You've had some stressful years, and now all of a sudden you get the prize. You get to be the it sign. Jupiter is coming in on May 16th, and it's going to fill your life with joy. It's going to fill your life with wisdom. It's going to actually make you want to be on the planet again, because there were so many times when Taurus people were just had a little bit too much, and they were really they don't like change. They don't do real well with change. So my hat's off to all of you Taurus people, all you little bulls out there are really going to be reaching a pinnacle. And, you know, also the fun thing about it is that when Uranus, the planet of surprises, shocks, independence, rebellion, um, a genius frequency, is also sharing with Jupiter. So we're going to be seeing some expansive um, surprises that you can't even fathom. Our lives after Jupiter, Jupiter leaves Taurus, which is May 25th of 2024, our lives are going to be totally changed. Totally. Even the money system may be changed. And not only that, but Uranus brings down or makes the the atmosphere very static and very unpredictable and kind of up and down. But with Jupiter there, it's going to expand on all of that. But it brings out a balance, because remember, Taurus is a grounding tool. It's a grounding sign. It's an earth sign. And this is all about security. So it's going to shake it up a little bit, only to expand your security in your everyday life. So it's all going to be, well, it's all going to come out in the wash, but it's all going to be so unpredictable. How is this energy going to affect us? It is something I'm really looking forward to. And Taurus people are going to come out on top. Yay! I'm happy to say that as well. A couple of things that are coming up, and I need to talk about that, and that is July 18th. Hello, Sheila. How are you today? You are there. Welcome, welcome. I do see you in the chat room. How are you? It's so nice to see you. Happy New Year. And yeah, and just chime in if you have any questions or anyone needs any type of predictions. We're here to do that, cover that as well tonight. But July 18th, now this is kind of a huge change as well. We've got the North Node and the South Node. That's our compass in life. That's where we're headed. The North Node points to how am I going to use my intelligence, my wisdom, my gifts, my skills, and in a way that is going to bring me closer to source, closer to the why am I here, your mission, right, on planet Earth. But it's also going to bring your soul into alignment. That's what the North Node does. So the North Node is going to be heading into Aries. Aries is all about me first, and independence and headstrong, but that we're headed in that direction. So it affects society in general. This is a very general frequency. So this is we're going to adapt this type of, I want to be the best I can be. And this is going to help us in partnership as well, because the end of the South Node, which is the bottom of the compass, is going to be in Libra. Now, Libra is all about partnership. It's all about love, higher money. It's about looking the best you can look. It's about fashion, anything that's Venus ruled. It's very, very feminine energy. So what's going to be happening here? The South Node decreases the energy wherever it's going. So it's going to be asking Libras and the fashion industry and femininity, it's going to be asking you not to get by on your looks, not to get by on money, not to be codependent on your partner. We're headed towards an Aries type of, I can do it. I'm going to rely on myself. And I know that I'm headed in the right direction. That confidence, that warrior energy that's ready to rush in and do what's best. So it's one of those things where you have got these, how do you be the best you can be as an individual? And yet, how do you support your relationships? And so this is kind of the seesaw that we are going to be facing. So anyone that has, the sun in Aries, the moon in Aries, the rising sign in Aries, even your Venus, right? Even your Venus, or especially your Mars. If it's all in Aries, if it's in the first house especially, you are going to get the biggest inspirational push to do exactly what you're here to do. And hopefully we are going to, hopefully we're going to retain our style and grace while we're doing it and not get too overbearing or steamroller or pushy. But we are definitely, as a society, we are definitely going to ask that you have that drive. What inspires you? Why are you here? Why do you get up in the morning? And it's all about your perspective, not about the other person that you can, usually get that synergy partnership going. But it is in a way as well. So it's kind of like, how can you be you, the best you can be? I be me, the best me I can be, and we can be together. Is it going to expand? Is it going to be better as a synergy with that? Some signs it is. Sometimes you are going to learn how to take a risk, how to play the hand you're dealt, how not to rely on what anybody else says or validation from anybody else. You know what you're doing, you know why you're here. And a lot of times, the rhetoric on the outside is what installs fear into us. So we are really going to be becoming a very confident society. We want leaders. We want leaders to get us to where we're going. We don't want to sit on the fence and be indecisive any longer. Mediation is really going to take a hit. That's not where we're going as far as solving the problem. Mediation is going to be probably at the bottom of the list. We are going to get in, get out, move on, and don't look back. Aries is all about not regretting the decisions you've made, dealing with it, and moving on. Hello, Vonda. Mr. Bell's in the chat room. Hello, hello. And Vandana says, my North Node in Aries in the first house. Woo woo! You're going places. You have a rocket in your pocket. You're going to be hot, hot, hot. I love this. And this is going to be happening on July 18th. Now, I have to kind of give you a little bit of a way of in astrology, Vedic astrology, that's from India, also Chinese astrology. We call the North Node the head of the dragon. The South Node is the tail of the dragon. The head of the dragon shoots the fire. The head is pointed where you're going. The tail of the dragon sweeps away anything that is superficial, anything that's not needed. So Libras, prepare. You are going to clean house on anything that you do not need. And if you have not been taking care of your health, that will come up for you. If you have been relying too much on your partner, that's going to come up for you. Have patience as this is coming up because Aries is all about being the first one in, getting there, and ta-da! I'm here to change the world. And guess what? That's what society is going to be doing. So I also feel like you're going to be focusing very strongly on opinions again. And this is going to be in politics too. Politics, they don't want to dibble dabble anymore. They're done with dibble. They're done with the dribble. They want to check off the boxes and they want to get somewhere. They want to get results. Okay. And on the other side of the coin, the tail of the dragon, the South Node in Libra, they don't, the tail is going to sweep away anything that is, I want to say anything that is holding you back, anything that is not letting you realize what a gifted individual you are. If you have been operating in partnership only for a very long time, this may be quite a shock that you have to stand on your own 2 feet, figure it out, and get to where you're going. But I think that this is needed to kind of strengthen the will and really put you on the path of least resistance for your mission in life. So it's going to be quite a game changer. All of these planets are moving, and that means it's moving and it's shaking and we only had one planet move last year. So this is really huge. This is a really huge thing. Um, Also, we have the North Node in Aries, the South Node in Libra, July 18th. It's going to be there until January 11th of 2025. We're talking about a long transition here. This isn't just a 3 week stint. This is going to be power to the individual. This is going to be, I'm standing up for myself and I'm standing up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. So this is really a very big deal. If you are planning a wedding for 2023, I really want to employ you to book time with me so that we can pick a very successful and blessed date for your wedding, because we've got something coming up. And that is on July 23rd. We've got Venus turning retrograde in Leo. Now, what does that mean? Well, anytime you plan a wedding, there's 2 planets that must be direct. Mars, which stands for the man. That's that manly energy coming in and surging that we're going to be dealing with that North Node as well. But Venus is the feminine energy. And when Venus goes retrograde, it's never about the bride. It's never, and this is the bride's day, right? But it's never about the bride. The bride's always the wallflower in the background. And it usually, and I'm not going to say always, but it usually brings a review right after you get married. Did I do the right thing? This is the kind of energy that comes up every couple of years, where you run away to Vegas and then you have everything annulled, or you have this big, huge wedding, and on the day of that you're supposed to walk down the aisle, something shocking happens, and everybody's out of the money, and someone goes off on the honeymoon by themselves. So I really, really implore you, from July 23rd to September 4th, we've got it in Leo. I mean, Leo, oh, come on. That's the grandioso. That's the heart joining the heart. That's the queen and the king. And for Venus to be going into, hi, Maria, how are you? Hi, Rebecca. It's good to see you. The queen and the king to be able to falter is really not such a good idea. So anybody that wants to get married, I really feel that during that particular time, there's a couple of things that astrologers always say, and that is that when Venus is in retrograde, don't change your image. Don't get your hair cut. Don't dye your hair. Not a good time to have a facial rejuvenation. Really not a good time to go out and buy a huge new wardrobe. This is where the image has to stay intact. And changes that you do make during this particular time may turn out very disastrous. And it may produce scarring, or it may produce some results that have to be redone again. So I really caution people during this block of time. Please write this down. It's July 23rd to September 4th. Don't change your image. Try not to get married during that particular time. It's 40 days and 40 nights. Does that sound familiar to anybody? It's when you are tortured. No, it's not when you're tortured, but it's when you really do not want to plan some big decisions in your life. Okay. So if anybody is planning a wedding, or, wants to get my opinion on that, or how does my chart look during this time, if they're booking a hall or anything else, please book some time with me so that we can get the best and blessed day for you to get married. Thank you for that. So all of these planets, we've got Saturn going into Pisces, Pluto going into Aquarius, Jupiter entering into Taurus. We've got the North Node going into Aries, South Node going into Libra. We've got all of these big planets changing huge frequencies, huge energies. We are going to feel a little bit off balance. And this is going to come because these downloads, they're going to be pretty powerful during this time. If you are hearing buzzing in the ears, if you also are foggy in the eyes, if you are also getting heart palpitations, this is the year to really check on the health. If you have any kind of challenges at this particular time with your health, I want to say, gee, put a spotlight on that. Make sure you've got experts that are dealing with your particular health plan, because this is the kind of year where, with all of these frequencies coming and going, there could be something that goes undetected. So please, if you are having a challenge, this is a year where, expansion is in Taurus. Earth signs are really going to be lucky in lotteries, and they're going to take advantage of that too. But really, really try to watch your health. Fatigue is going to be huge, but you're going to be off balance. So you're going to need wisdom, direction, consultation. You're going to need someone who can mentor you, who has been through this particular shifts before. As a matter of fact, I was kind of thinking that, like, when is the last time the North Node was really in Aries? And it was like 18 to 19 years ago. So if you think back, what were you doing 18, 19 years ago? That's going to have the same flavor, but not quite the details, and maybe not quite the outcome. So if we kind of look back on that, we're going to see exactly, where that particular missile is going to land, right? But just a little background that, this is huge, and there's no other way to kind of describe it. And Vandana, what she says, my North Node is in Aries in the first house. Oh my gosh, you're going to get there first. And remember, all of us, when you get there, because we love it. So there you go. So let's see, any message for me with my Taurus mate? Well, you're actually both going to be really having a wonderful expansion in your life. Taurus, when we talk about Jupiter entering into Taurus, there's a time where Jupiter is going to be retrograding as well. So we cut it down from May 16th, 2023 to May 25th, 2024, which is like just a little over a chunk of a year. We cut that Jupiter entering into Taurus in half, because the first 6 months It's going to be, it's going to be landing in Taurus. Taurus doesn't like change, needs to get used to how to expand, how to be joyous, how to enjoy living, how to, wow, everything's going my way. Then Jupiter is going to be going retrograde just to kind of, ease on into the future. But then when it turns 2024, I'm going to go into period 9 and how it's a 20-year cycle. It's going to go direct again. And I'm telling you, anyone who is a Taurus is really going to have such good fortune and success and just really, really happy stuff, real happy stuff. So if there is any type of health issue, okay, so a good example of this is something that you don't want to expand. You don't want cancer to expand. You don't want, your blood pressure to get high, or you don't want these kinds of things expanding. So we do need to keep an eye on certain things. Please book some time with me because there's certain colors you can't be around if you're battling, certain illnesses as well because of the frequency clash. So, really book some time with me so we can really pinpoint exactly what's going on and how we can alleviate and kind of take the edge off of all of that. But yeah, you are, Vandana, you're really going to have some fun there. And it's going to be nothing but fun. May 25th, 2024. That's quite a long ride. And so enjoy that. Okay. Okay. So, I was getting together all of my predictions for each sign. And there's some things that are so undeniable because we've got some very strong eclipses also for this year. And eclipses, okay, so Maria says my Leo son and his fiance is a Taurus. They are planning on having their wedding in January. Oh, well, we need to look at that, don't we? That sounds great. January of 2024. Perfect. Perfect. That's going to be fun. That's going to be great time for them. And if I look at both of their charts, I can really see where the moon is going to be if they have not picked a date as yet. So we're going to start now. Let's see. We're going to start now with all of the signs, and I'm going to go a little bit fast because I want everybody to hear their sign. So if you want to download the show and go back over it as a resource, please do. This has got a lot of information in it, I know, and it's going to be something where the dates, you're going to want to remember what those dates are again. So it's one of those things where I want to kind of include everybody so that I don't leave anybody out. So we're going to start with Aries. So, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to start with Aries. You'll know you're in Aries if you are born between March 21st and April 19th. Friends are going to come around, Aries, and they are going to help you in your work, in the love department. You are being set up for success. So Aries, if there's something you've always wanted to do, put it on your wish list, and you are going to be, like I said, checking off those boxes, especially if you're in the first house. I also see you traveling. I see you exploring new skills, learning new ways to express your talents, and also a very special person, a very special loved one is going to be, I want to say, is going to be highlighting you and also going to be supporting you on your particular journey. Whatever you need, you're going to have. So it's almost like, well, if I needed a new car, okay, if I needed a new car, don't underestimate the power of the universe, okay? Because you will have the new car. If you decided, I need a new place to live and I need flexibility in my lease, you will have it. It's almost like the universe is conspiring you to put you exactly where you need it. Now that also means that if you decide that you are going to take a leap of faith or take a risky, impulsive maneuver, you may be blocked because that might not be something else better is coming for you, and you might have jumped the gun a little bit. So just kind of, if you are getting any blockages or any kind of stop, red lights, signals or anything like that, know that this isn't the one. It's coming next. Okay. So don't doubt yourself. When you are this hot, Aries, you could suffer for what we call burnout. You've got to water yourself down. You got to ground yourself. Meditation is perfect for that. But if you are hot, 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 you're going to start burning yourself down, where by half of the year is gone, you're going to be fatigued. You're going to start burning bridges with friendships. And that's not something we want to do. We want to take this step by step, but we do want to enjoy jumping out ahead of everybody and being competitive and really getting that energy of the warrior going. We can all watch society highlighting the masculine energy over the feminine for this particular next year as well. But I just feel like Aries, your health is your wealth, as you well know. So just make sure that you take it slow, you enjoy the slow burn, and you're going to get there first. And so enjoy it, because it's going to actually get you all back on track in life. And food for the soul. You are going to get your direction back, and no one is going to be able to shake you off of your path. Okay, so enjoy that. Taurus, we already talked about Taurus, but you'll know you're a Taurus if you're born April 20th to May 20th. You're going to be experiencing a romantic year with Jupiter coming in May around your birthday time. You're going to, like I said, be expanding. So that might mean that you could put on some weight. It might mean that you are entering into a phase where you are expanding your friends, your circle of friends, your paycheck, your home, the square footage of your home. So just know that if your waistline is getting a little bigger, check your wallet and your bank account, because I bet you that's getting bigger too. When Jupiter comes to visit, you have this fun thing about you. It's, you haven't felt fun in a long time. And you've been wondering, why am I not getting the results? Why is nobody considering me? And all of those things. Well, that's coming to an end. I also want to say in autumn for Taurus, it's going to really highlight you. And I feel as though a lot of good opportunities are going to be opening for you. You're going to you're just not going to believe how easy life can really be, because it's been so tough lately. So I'm very, very happy to announce that good times are right around the corner. Confidence will be yours again. And it's going to be like, oh, wow, this is like the good old days for me. And also, you may be afraid to make a commitment during this time. However, I'm going to be the first one to say that this is the year for you to expand in your love life. If you're having a family, to really blend the families together, blend your old friends with your new friends. So it's going to be, I think, just a really, really fun time for you. I'm very optimistic about life for Taurus people. Geminis, you know you're a Gemini if your birthday is from May 21st to June 20th. I'm looking at a spiritual awakening here. I'm looking at you're kind of a social butterfly. You don't like to get too serious a lot of times. And you know what that brings? That brings that flirty superficial nature to you. And you get out of it every time because you're so humorous. And people just laugh about it. And you're easy, breezy, fun to hang out with. You always have a young attitude, and you always look young. But during this particular year, you may get your temper up. You may be a little bit aggressive when it comes to your opinions. So I just feel like a lot of growth that's coming to you is going to be in a spiritual manner. So Geminis out there, if you don't have a mentor or a therapist or a good consultant, I would highly suggest you start looking right now, because it's really going to be to your aid, to your assistance to have that, and to bring about a wonderful balance. Because I feel like you going into a spiritual mode sometimes rocks the boat with some old friends. They're going to be going, oh, I can't believe they're going on the spiritual path now. And so there's going to be some drama with some friends that perhaps are not at the level you want to be at, or you're headed in that direction. So there could be some drama there. But I do think that you're going to have some fun adventures. I do think there's going to be more of a change in your career direction, or let's just say an enhancement. You could be offered a better role, a better position, a better raise, more perks. Um, but I also want you to use this spiritual awakening that you're headed towards to relax that nervous system. Your nerves um, have a very good chance of fraying during this particular transition, because so many planets are changing signs and you can feel them. And it's very erratic air. You're an air sign. So it makes the air really erratic around you, and it wreaks havoc with your electromagnetic field. So your nerves are really going to, take a hit. And so I really want you to calm down, learn your breath work. The meditation is huge, and also get a mentor to work it out with you. And remember, a lot of water does a lot of good for just kind of filtering in that electromagnetic energy for you. Okay, we're going along here. Bear with me. Okay, I love your upbeat interpretations. Rebecca, I love you. Rebecca, she has this wonderful way of predicting. And if Rebecca, if you would put that in the chat room, exactly what you do. I haven't talked to you in, wow, a really long time, but you travel a lot. She loves to travel. And but she does this unbelievable charting, and it's very accurate. So you may want her as one of your mentors as well. So Rebecca, if you would put your link in there, or at least your email, so people can get a hold of you, that would be great. Okay, Cancer. Okay, you'll know you're a Cancer if you were born June 21st to July 22nd. Now, there's a huge lunar eclipse in Cancer. And of course, Cancer is ruled by the moon. So it's always about emotions. It's always about some drama. It's always about family. I feel as though there's a big circle of friends that are supporting you as well. I feel like your goal is to create a new balance or a new frequency within the home, and I feel like there's some kind of weighing out. And I don't know if it's expectations on that level, but it just seems to me as though the energy here can really wear down on the immune system. So, especially in November and December of 2023, if you could just pay attention that through your birthday months and these kinds of things, there are going to be friends, there are going to be coworkers that perhaps are leaving your inner circle, or moving on, or getting a promotion. This is something that happens with these eclipses all of the time. But for you, I feel as though there's an urge to kind of bring back the spark in some of these relationships, these partnered relationships, these long-term relationships. So I feel as though rebalancing your love life, your sex drive, and also I want to say your basic values of what you share with your partner is going to be the direction you're moving into. Okay. Also, I feel as though honoring the mother in you, or honoring your mother, or mother-in-law, is very important because you are a Cancer. But in this particular summertime space, we've got when your birthday is in July, June. I feel like during that particular time, there could be a little bit of a disruptive energy, a little bit of a disagreement. There could be a little bit of a power manipulation play. So I want you to have some patience, and I want you to just, if you can, just kind of take it in stride, and just kind of chalk it up to, oh yeah, that's how moms are. Or if you're being a mom, oh, that's how kids are. But it just looks like there's a little bit of a hiccup in there, but it does have to do with mom energy. Okay. Leos from July 23rd to August 22nd. We've got some real anxious energy in here. And I feel as if it's stifled. You can't express it. And when Leos can't express their creative energy, it really backs up in their bodies, in their electromagnetic field. And I just feel like sometimes they start sabotaging themselves. They start doubting themselves. They start purposely putting blockages in the way so that they have an excuse as to why they're not completing what their expectation is. Some people always say, oh, the lions are so lazy. It's not that they're so lazy. It's just that they're not as confident as you think a Leo should be. And so they kind of back themselves up, and then there they go, disappointments, disillusionment, that kind of a thing. And then we have, Venus going retrograde in Leo, and for 40 days and 40 nights, that's enough to pull the rug out from underneath your confidence in your relationships. Or if you are female, that's, you're doubting, geez, am I being the best female I can be? Am I honoring my female energy? So, we've got a lot of doubts here for Leos during this particular time, because you crave passion, you crave recognition. And I just think that when we go in and we connect with the soul, we ignite it with inspiration, and we become aligned once again. When you become aligned once again, you get hot. Because remember, Leos are a fire sign. And, to be hot, to be passionate again, to really nurture everyone around you. You love to spoil everybody. especially from the heart. So I want you to really think about your soul and think about your heart. And, I want you to connect the two. And I just feel as though your relationships, your partnerships, the balance of it, also about the money in the situation, the value in the situation, it's all going to come to a new perspective. I do believe you're going to really get a better understanding of really how hot you are. So I love that for you, Leo. And if you're the one that's having the heart palpitations with all this erratic energy going on, don't be alarmed, but take the next step with your medical, whatever your medical beliefs are and pathways and your journey is on that end, just to rule out anything. Okay. All righty, Virgos, here we go. August 23rd to September 22nd. I just feel like Virgos, they just tend to kind of, have these reviews all the time. It's almost like part of them live in a retrograde. Like if I could perfect my past, then I wouldn't have to live through this now. And so they do that with their, with what they've learned. They do that with their wisdom. They do that with their careers. They do that with their exes and their love lives, and they always are striving for for perfection. I do feel that a new way of communicating would really help you to kind of let go a little bit and accept, and really find an unconditional playground to play in with your own soul, so that you're more, let me see, confident. You're more confident in yourself. You know where you're going. I think you're going to be using this new way of communicating to kind of highlight or express your sensuality. And this is something you have not done yet. And I do think that with this Aries energy, it's going to be a hot mix for you. And I feel like it's going to ignite some, some real opportunities for you. And you are going to start enjoying yourself once again. I feel like you're going to be validated in your work or your career or your charity work or whatever you're doing if you remain humble, because everybody else is going to be running towards the gate. Now, Virgos usually are the last ones. They're usually the ones, servicing everybody that's, running for the marathon. They're watering people and splashing them down, and, they're taking care of business. But in this case, I feel like perhaps there's going to be some competition involved in your work. And I feel like if you're the one that stays centered, confident, but humble, you're the one they're going to pick. You're the one that they're going to ride out the whole year with. Okay. I do see that there's going to be a huge kickback of validation for you, that you're going to be you're going to think, am I really worthy, to accept this? And, and then the realization that, oh my God, I can't believe this. This is just an illusion. Well, life is an illusion, but every once in a while, we do get these earthly validations that I think that you are entitled to. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You can't do everything on your own. So make sure that you make asking for help a very common and very relaxed and comfortable thing for Virgos. Okay. Libra, South Node Libra, right? Okay, you're a Libra if you're born September 23rd to October 22nd. Libra, you need to be satisfied with what you've put together for yourself, how you appear to others. You're always kind, gracious. You look good. This is something that you like to have a very good image, especially in public. You always are relying upon being the diplomat, kind of solving, issues with, oh, well, I can see your point of view and I can see their point of view. I get it. I get it. But in this particular year, you're going to be asked your real opinion. And you are going to have friends that are going to pull you off that fence of indecision. And they're going to grapple with you and they're going to say, you either, tell us what side you're on and why you are, or, you know, we're going to go to it. And so some of the friends that you have are going to go by the wayside. Some of those friends are going to, let's say, graciously exit. Especially, hi Ivy, hi Linda, hi Maria. Oh my gosh, did I get to Taurus yet? Oh, you're going to have to go back and listen, honey. It's a huge Taurus show. So yes, and you're going to have to go back and listen. But I really feel like you're very friendly, kind of flirty. Uh, I just want to say that, that kind of magnetic energy that, that's so easy to be around is going to kind of, that boat's going to be rocking. And I feel like you are going to cultivate some very hard stances on things. You aren't going to be full of all smiles and everything's fine. And I don't, pretending not to see some things that are imbalanced or abuse in nature. You are going to take a stance on that. And you're going to develop your will, what you are willing to do and what you are not willing to do. And that goes with your solar plexus. So you're going to have some real activation in that particular area of your chakras. So I just feel as though December brings a real nice breath of fresh air for you. You're going to open your house. You're going to have a lot of guests and a lot of joy, a lot of love that's passed around. But now you're going to be strong. You are going to have that warrior energy that is really your shadow energy from Aries is going to come into you, and you're going to start activating that. So along with that beautiful feminine energy that Libras do run with, because they're ruled by Venus, they're going to have to share the limelight with Mars. They're going to have to learn that Venus and Mars make a very power couple. Okay, so that's what's going on with Libra. Scorpio, you're a Scorpio if you're born October 23rd to November 21st. Finding the center has been one of those things for you where it's kind of like, I want to find and I want to connect with source. I want to find the center of my soul. But what happens is it's like a black hole. You get sucked in. And so what this particular year is going to show you is that the calmer you are, the deeper the results. If you fall into the rush, let's say the underworld type of energy, you're going to get sucked back in again. Okay. You need to stay calm. You need to stay focused. You need to stay centered. And when you do that, you start handling your passions. You start handling with using your tools of wisdom. Ancient wisdom comes back in. You're going to start channeling some very, very old codes that have been on the planet before. You've got a huge eclipse coming in for you, so you may be you may be ejected into a whole new line, a timeline that is going to be so exciting, so fulfilling, so much food for your soul, that you are going to be starting to express more creativity. It's going to be oozing out of you. I feel that there's something that, like, if you feel as though you're hiding, or you're being too private, or let's say you're stalking, or you're researching too much, um, that's when you know, okay, I've got to get back to my center. I've got to get back to my calm. I've got to get back into my trust mode. And that's very, very hard, of course. But I feel like friends around you, I feel like it's almost it's almost like you need to forgive and forget. So that has to do with people in your love life. That has to do with people in your family. That has to do with really good friends. They want to come back to you. They want to be close to you, but you've got to forgive and forget, kind of let go. And I feel like they will be very, very supportive of your journey throughout the year. I think that you're going to find a lot of fun in home activities. Like if you have, you and a loved one at home, and you play restaurant at home, or, you have game night, or, something like that. I just feel like you are going to produce a very healthy, um, sacred space around you, so that you can really dissolve any kind of toxic habits that you've had in the past. And not just that, but you're going to center yourself, and you're going to feel an inner passion that you've never felt before. It's always outside, people manipulating, people talking behind your back, the backstabbers and all that stuff. And forgive and forget, move on, center yourself. And I feel like your job is to create a sacred space around you. So have a wonderful year, Scorpio. Sagittarius, you're a Sag if you were born November 22nd to December 21st. Um, One thing is, keep your love relationships a hot priority, because this is such an independent year, and Sag is a fire sign along with Aries, who has the north node there, and it's just hot, 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 rocket in the pocket. Sometimes Sagittarius gets so enthusiastic about, wow, I'm independent, I love freedom, I like to go and explore, and all of this stuff, that they kind of put the relationships on the back burner. So remind yourself, Sag, if you're in a long-term relationship, or if you've just met someone that you want to cultivate a relationship with, yeah, you are going to be your independent you. And this particular mate of yours is also going to find that irresistible, that you have all of those wonderful qualities, but make sure that you keep it as a hot priority, on the front burner for you. Your family also is your foundation. Remember that they are the ones that provide a very sturdy structure as you are, going up the ladder of success. And I feel like career is just finally for you blasting. You've kind of been in a holding pattern, like a lot of us, in a lot of different ways. But I feel like Sages, they're really coming into their own now. I feel like they're ready to show the universe what they've been talking about. And the Sages, they love to talk the talk. You've got to walk the walk now, and you can't wait. So you've been talking the talk, but now you're going to walk the walk. And I think it's going to be a very validating experience, that you are going to be able to do that. I feel as though, I feel as though In April, it seems like around that eclipse, it seems like if there's any kind of, let's just say, toxic relationships out there, or if there's anything that you have been doing that's like an unhealthy habit or anything like that, um, the eclipse is going to come along and just do the dirty work for you. You don't even have to say why. If you're leaving an abusive situation, it's just going to all happen. Boom, boom, boom. Quick, abrupt, and you're out. And so you don't have to have this painful, long, drawn out goodbye. It's just the universe is going to come and just sweep it under, right out the front door. And I feel like you're going to be so much better off, when you're on the healthy road once again. And I see Sages, and they're wearing all of these really fun travel hats. So, traveling once again is going to be on the menu for you. And I feel as though that's what makes you feel normal. I feel like change is it's what you thrive on. You love it. And so you are the ones that help everybody else through the change. So if you can, give your pearls and your stories and your wise words to those who are struggling with change, because Saggies, you just love it, and you love to rock and roll, and it makes you feel like you've accomplished something. But align with, like everybody else, align with your center and your soul. But I feel like these eclipses are really going to be the hatchet that comes down, and anything that is unhealthy is going right out the window, because you've got things to do. You've got you've got some spiritual seeds as well coming in for you, and I feel as though you're not going to be able to create an environment, a fertile environment for those spiritual seeds to really take off if you've got a lot of toxic stuff around it. So look forward to those particular downloads. Hi, Leslie, how are you? Oh, hi. So nice to see you. And Ivy, awesome. Yay, Scorpios. Okay. So Ivy says, I also heard past loved ones are revisiting in a way that doesn't even feel like they've never passed. It's true, but when you're a medium like myself, there are no boundaries. So even though, you could be in a different dimension, you could be living another life, you could be past, you could be on the other side of the planet. For a medium, energy is energy no matter what. It could be stuck, it could be blocked, it can be flowing. But boundaries about people who pass away, for us, especially when we are working in the mediumship realm, it doesn't exist. They're still there. Your personality, your soul lives eternally, so it goes on forever. You just need to locate it. That's all it is. You just need to locate the connection of who you want to talk to, what you want to know, and boom, it's there. Could it be in another timeline where that person is, back in the, I don't know, 1800s or something? Yes, you can connect with them on each timeline and where they're at. So with energy, when you start to use the energy, you understand that there are no boundaries when it comes to energy. And that's really what connection and love and communication is. It's energy. So yes, so loved ones can appear because of, you can say the veil is very thin, but what's happening is you're getting more light in you, so that your frequency is really going up. Not so much that the veil is thinning. Okay, we could say that, but actually, you're the one that's filling up with light and able to power up and able to understand the awakening that there are no boundaries, life or death, past or not. Um, it's it's all the same. So I hope you get to experience that, my darling Ivy. Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. You are Capricorn if you were born December 22nd to January 19th. Now you're ruled by Saturn, and Saturn, it's going to be transitioning this year. And when it leaves Aquarius, it's going to enter Pisces just for a bit. Okay. And then it's going to kind of travel back. But I have to say this. Um, when Saturn goes into Pisces, see, Saturn has been in its ruling um, zodiac sign. It rules Capricorn, and they're very compatible energy. Capricorn loves Saturn. It's the big daddy for them. Um, and they love boundaries. They love hard work. They love the taskmaster. They love all of those things. So when Saturn, Capricorn's ruling planet, moves into Pisces, we get all this creative manifestation going on because the boundaries and the discipline is applied to the creative sector. So, what happens here is that dreams come true. Now, Capricorn works really hard, they love to work. When Saturn goes into Pisces, you don't have to work so hard. It just naturally flows like that. And so Capricorns are going to feel really lucky. They're going to be like, wow, I've been working my tail off and doing this and preparing for that. Now all of a sudden everything's flowing so nicely. They're going to love that, actually. So the highlight time for you to see validation in your career and your love is going to be in July, Capricorn. Capricorns are workaholics, so they don't take much time off to really, water their relationships or create new friends. In fact, they've been kind of keeping their friends at arm's length lately. And I want to say that there's going to be, because of the eclipses, there's going to be some drama in your circle of friends, and there's going to be some friction there. And, I hate to say this, but it could be the belief system that you have. It could be the political system. It could be what you've been led to believe, that you grew up with, your historic people. You are born an old soul. So it's almost like you go to task with all of this new future energy that's coming up, and all of these things that have not been, let's say, validated from the galaxy yet. And you're going to have a little bit of a problem, with friends. And I just want you to take a step back and allow the process of validation to come from these new ways, this new future perspective. You've been working on your spiritual perspective as well, but I want you to kind of take a step back and let that validation present itself. It's a process, but in the meantime, I feel like, your friends are one of those categories for you that, if you say to them, I don't want to bring in my tribe or my inner circle right now. I don't feel comfortable, and it's okay. All right? It's okay. You can make new friends and do all of that, and by the end of the year and next year. But right now, you may just say, you know what, I'm too busy with my project that I'm trying to tie all these loose ends up with. So I really don't have time to go and hang out with my friends right now, which is fine. However, you do need sensuality in your life. You, just like everybody else, needs to be touched, to be healed, to be part of the giving and receiving. So, Capricorns, you need to know that your priority here this year is to be able to give and receive. to create that flow when Saturn goes into Pisces, create that flow of giving and taking. And that way, you are going to have a very balanced center and you're going to feed your soul in the meantime. All righty, Aquarius. Aquarius. Okay. You're Aquarius if you were born January 20th to February 18th. Concentrate on your personal life. Aquarius sometimes they do many, many things, and they don't really reflect in themselves. They have a tribe around them that go through life, through thick, through thin, through good times and bad, through, rich for poor, and they're always there for their Aquarian member. But the Aquarians don't really highlight their personal life. They're very up in the head and mental. And this particular time, your inner circle is asking you, highlighting you, supporting you to bring love into your life and to have a better, I want to say, a better opportunity to really create a wonderful atmosphere to enjoy yourself, to love yourself, to be to to maybe feel like you are a special soul, a special creature, or maybe have someone tell you that you are. Aquarians for a very long time when they're born always feel like they are not really supposed to be here. They're never accepted for what their interests are. And I feel like your inner circle and your tribe is really going to push for validation how special you are. And this is going to be a wonderful time as Pluto, kind of tiptoes. We get a trailer of Pluto going into Aquarius. This is the time where, transitions take place, and they could really take place, quite explosively and surprisingly, where you have not had a relationship in 20 years and all of a sudden, boom, there it is, and it's at your door, and that's what your inner circle has been wishing for. I also want to say that you have a project coming to you, and it has a roundabout way of getting to you, but I feel like it has to do with making the world a better place, whether this is about humanity or whether it's about pets, or whether it is about something about looking at different types of maybe health issues that can happen to animals just like it can happen to humans, and all of this other kinds of things that perhaps we have not been aware of. Animals can be autistic as well. You also have a wonderful sense, and I feel this coming for you, Aquarians. You're going to be doing a lot of leaving the body when you sleep and astral projecting. If you have not come to the realization that that's what you've been doing, I would really like for you to research that, because I just feel like if you haven't opened that particular opportunity for yourself, you're going to be experiencing it. You're going to be remembering it. You're going to be visiting the galaxy and the universe, and they're wanting you to, because you are a star seed and we're moving into the age of Aquarius. And so you've got the inner, you've got the password as to how to do that and how to be directed in a very positive manner. So I feel like you're going to start kind of, how do I want to say this? You're going to start being aware that especially during the eclipses, that there's people who are spilling secrets around you, talking in a negative way, gossiping, um, wishing people bad and this kind of a thing. I'd really like for you to take a step back from all of that, because, friends are your world. But when they are in a toxic place, a negative place for you, what it does to you is it paralyzes you from going forward to the future. And that's where you need to have your energy going. Okay. So if you feel as though that's happening in your group or somebody's starting that or whatever, take a step back. Know that if you don't, you will be paralyzed. You are not going to achieve or be successful, because that kind of stuff really stops you in your tracks. It may just be subconsciously, you may not even realize it. But I feel like that's really something to be aware of, because we want you to be pointed in the right direction, and to be as independent as you can be, and be fighting for your freedom and for the new earth, and all of the above. Okay, Pisces from February 19th to March 20th. So we've got this great stuff coming on. You had a chance to really expand your creativity or your career. I hope you did. I hope you took the steps to learn whatever you needed to learn, to build whatever you needed to build, to network in whatever ways you needed to network, because right now you are going to manifest it big, big time. And you may need to take, an accounting class to figure all of this out, or some type of a tech class, computer class, whatever you needed to do. But for some reason, you figured out a path to really kind of crack the nutshell wide open. And you're going to have the backing that you need. You're going to have the process. You're going to have the step-by-step, the how-to manual in your back pocket, and you are going to get results. So if you've been prepping for this, or if you have taken expansion, if you had taken that opportunity from the universe that's presented to you, I just feel like, at this particular time when you are on the high road and things are working out for you, I feel like not only is it going to work out for you in your career and your validation and all of that and success, but I feel like it's going to work out for you if you've been in a long-term love relationship, or with your family, or perhaps your loved ones. I just feel like, this is a new time to press that reset button, revive the relationship once again. And I just feel like, you have to come to the realization that if you're going to hang in there for a long time, you're going to experience just about everything. And in your love relationships really look great. Sometimes you just, I don't know, sometimes you just kind of give up on yourself, or you think, it's never going to work out. I don't know why I'm hanging in with this guy, blah, blah, blah. It could be that girl. But Pisces, trust me when I tell you, you are going to push that reset button, and all of this good stuff is going to start spilling out for you. I do want you, Pisces it's the symbol of the fish. They don't have feet. Fish swim. So be very mindful of your feet, your ankles, your knees, your legs. If the circulation isn't happening, go swim. Just do it. Go swim. You're a little fish. Go swim. Go do something in the water. Make sure you maintain that water proximity to yourself. You need it. You've got to have it. And I also would love for you, especially Pisces, to learn feng shui. You'd be your Pisces, some signs are amazing, excellent empaths. And they're also very intuitive. They get their messages through their dreams. I feel like this Neptunian energy for you that's coming through in the beginning of the year is going to be your friend all through the year as well. And I just think that feng shui for you, when you get things organized or you learn about your personal best directions and how feng shui can really balance you out and how creative it is, you're going to love it. And I feel like dreams do come true, and you're going to see a lot of that. Get yourself a dream journal if you don't have one, and make sure that you write in it all of the time. And also sometimes Pisces, you daydream. You feel as though, oh, I'm just going to sit here and daydream, and off I go into some wonderland. I want you to actually put your feet on the ground and go and travel and research and see that and do that and actually experience it in reality 3D, because it's going to enhance your dream time so much more. All righty. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for coming along with me. I know we went over, but feel free to download the show and pass it along. Please share it with all of your friends. Hey, let's make 2023 so good for you and me. Okay. It is, you create what you want. I hope I directed you around some speed bumps and also a little bit of encouragement and inspiration. Know that I'm here for you all of the time. If you ever want to have some some one-on-one time with me, I'm so looking forward to working with you. Just go ahead and go to kimlalowe.com, and we can just, I can introduce you to your soul's imprint and what's coming up for you and how to use the juice of 2023. Thanks so much, everybody, for coming along with me. I sure do appreciate you. And hopefully we can, help each other throughout the year, because everybody's on a different spiritual ladder as we're going through life, and we can all use each other's support. I'm here for you, and you can always see me right here Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Until next time, may the angels protect you and guide you. Good night, everybody.